Susan Stevens from Liberated Living, founder of the Breakdown to Breakthrough program, 90 days to overcome emotional pain, burnout, and manifest anything you want to desire. So for today's topic, I really want to talk to you about how to let go of toxic and narcissistic relationships that aren't serving you. And even after you let them go, how to stop ruminating and over these people and missing these toxic narcissistic people that aren't healthy for you, that don't show you respect, that their actions are not coming from a space of love, but a space of selfishness and insecurity. I've had so many people in the group, it's unbelievable, ask me this question, is like they keep going back to their narcissistic partners, or they miss them and they can't stop the cycle, the ruminating endless about, being with them. So first of all, what I want to say is you always allow and accept in your life what feels normal. You always allow and accept in your life what feels normal. So for example, it's understanding why, first of all, you're attracting these people in the first place, okay? If you're attracting narcissistic, toxic, jealous, controlling, arrogant, selfish, manipulative, self-obsessed, insecure people in your relationships, that's because as a child you had a similar experience. Either a parent was narcissistic, a teacher, your friends, any caregivers in your life. It was a normal thing for you. Meaning, how would I define a narcissist? Well, a narcissist is someone who everything is about them and how you can serve them, how you can benefit them, versus the other way around. So that's the simplified definition that I just like to use. But some of the behaviors of a narcissist might look like that person just always, everything's about them. So in the relationship, it's about what they want to do. It's about scheduling around them. It's about if you're having a discussion and you get on to the topic of you, perhaps it always goes back to them, or they tune out. Perhaps they make light of what you're going through, and other aspects of narcissistic personalities might be even people sometimes that are emotionally unavailable, where every single time you have emotions, they tune out, they change the subject, they call you crazy. It's like anytime there's any effort, it's like for you, you will make effort for them, but there's very little effort made for you. And I've had clients where they dated narcissistic men and they started going back to school, and the relationships ended shortly after because it was too much. They no longer were in that giving role, that supporting role, where they're just doing everything. And narcissists hate that. They hate it when you get your power back. You're like, right? They hate it. So, I'm even going to put a test up, I'm going to post that, a narcissistic test. Are you a narcissist? So people can see what degree of narcissism they have, or codependency. It's so cool. I did it years ago. So check on my page. I'm going to be sending that. Tune in below. So another aspects of a narcissist, perhaps narcissists they really thrive on people that are codependent, people that They have self-worth issues. They've been victims of abuse, victims of emotional abuse. They tend to thrive on people that really do not have any throat chakra muscle. They're not good at speaking their truth, or they tend to be a doormat. They're scared of conflict. And this is great for a narcissist, because narcissists always want to be in power, in the power seat. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in a power seat. They don't like people to speak up and have a voice and say, hell no, you know? So that's another reason, another thing about narcissists. They love people, victims of abuse, and people that don't love on themselves, or people that have experienced abandonment, okay? Other aspects of narcissists, they might be controlling, insecure. They might be telling you who you should hang out with, or where to go, or what you should wear, or what you should eat, you know, because everything is around them and making them look good. So sometimes for some of my clients, their men or women want them to be like eye candy. They want them to act a certain way, be a certain way, especially in social situations. Other aspects might be they want you to do certain things, whether it's like cooking, cleaning, doing all these things, anything that supports them. Oftentimes I'll get narcissists that they're the workers. It always happens. Look at this, where these are these men in successful businesses. Their wives are the stay-at-home people, and then when it finally comes, they divorce. They take them for everything they got, and it's brutal. So it's always good. I'm gonna have to make a video on the red flags of a narcissist. That's like, as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh yeah. But here is some tips. So first of all, first tip to know is that you've allowed this person into your life, and it's actually a good thing. What? It's actually a good thing, because you attract your normal, and you do that because you attract the same thing you experienced as a kid, so you can work out your stuff, you know, so you can finally get angry, get pissed, because that person is worse than your parents, and they're controlling you, and they're not respecting you, and they're not hearing you, and they're calling you crazy, and they're making you, they do the mind games, the crazy making. They make you think you're nuts, and that you're not into this relationship, and you're not committed, and you're not into, you're angry. And I mean, it's so confusing when you're with a narcissist. You leave and you're fucking super confused. They're constantly criticizing you, making you feel like they're not enough, because that keeps them up here and you down here. So if you feel like that with a person, if you start to be really confused and really emotional, that's not normal. It's not normal. So this could be a sign. But it is happening for a reason, because when this starts to happen, you start to get pissed. You know, you might be sad at first, but then you start to get pissed. And getting pissed is a good sign, because you might start to say what you needed to do or say as a kid. You might start to do or say what you needed to as a kid. And that is what healing is all about. That the emotions that were repressed eventually get expressed. That is healing. Whatever was repressed must be expressed as an adult. And the beliefs have to transform. So good for you. Good for you for accepting a narcissist in your life. You know, that is the fastest path to healing. Faster than anything. So first of all, that's amazing. You're on track. Okay? Now, the second thing is, if you want to get to the place where you want someone to respect you, you have to start respecting yourself. Okay? You have to start respecting yourself. You know, it's like if somebody calls you fat, but you think you're fat. You think you're fat. Someone calls you, then you're going to be offended, because you actually have a judgment about your own fatness, your own succulence, whatever it is. And so when that person says it, it's going to trigger you. It's like a bomb. It's a bomb in your mind. So what you have to start to do is it's great when people insult you, because it starts to realize where it's a mirror to your own judgments of yourself. Because half the time in our brain is like a bad neighborhood, okay? A lot of in some people's brains, you never want to go there alone. Okay, we're talking, in our brains are like the worst girlfriends you could imagine. Like, the shit we say to ourselves every day is so hateful and brutal. If you had a friend that did the same thing, they would be out the door. You'd be like, what are you saying to me? I mean, it's crazy. Like, if, like, you know, when you're on a diet, it's like, if you want to lose weight, it's like, oh my God, look at you. Like, you're so unattractive. You're never going to lose this weight. Like, fuck it. Like, you should go to the gym. Like, imagine you're feeling sad and you go to your girlfriend, oh my God, I'm feeling so sad. Like, I just feel like I'm trying and nothing works. And she said, yeah, you should probably go to the gym and work out more. You are fat. I mean, oh my God. But this is what we do to ourselves in our mind. This is what we do. This is how we talk to ourselves. And we wonder why we can't get off the couch. We wonder why, you know, it's like, even when we're lazy with guilt. You know, we're lazy, but we feel shitty about being lazy. So then we wonder why we're not motivated to get up the next day. It's because when you were lazy, damn it, you were lazy with guilt. You're like, oh, I should be doing something more. I shouldn't be watching Netflix. I should. Imagine you had a friend like that, like saying to you, like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're such a failure. Like, look at you lying there eating Doritos, but like on eating Pringles, fatty. You're never going to amount to anything. Look at you. Like, look, so many people doing better things than you are. You're just laying there. Like, you're going to be totally unsuccessful. Like, you'll probably end up living on the streets. Like, what? But that's what we do. Because when we fear stuff, it goes deep. It has babies, man. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to ask for support. I'm going to lose the house. I mean, it goes on. We terrify ourselves. And then we wonder why we accept these relationships in our life. It's because we accept this shitty relationship with ourselves. You know? We accept this shitty relationship. Shitty thoughts in our head. We allow that every day. We accept it. And we're okay with it. We're like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. And that's why we bring in these people that don't give a fuck about us, because we don't give a fuck about ourselves. Our self-talk is crap. And it's not your fault. It's not our fault. It's what we've learned. It's what we've taken on from our parents, because those were our parents' thoughts. So the very first thing to do is start respecting yourself. Starting, even before that, it's start to be aware of your self-talk. That is the first step, because to be honest, no one is aware. When I get in my practice, so few people are so running around like super in a state of, not in a state of calm, just like whirlwinds. They don't even connect in what they're truly feeling, why they're truly feeling, what they're believing. You know, because behind every emotion in your body is a belief. Behind every emotion is a belief. So, you know, when you feel something in the heart, something in the stomach, it's because you're telling yourself something that isn't kind. Or perhaps, and this probably stems way back to childhood, right? So, first of all, you got to start respecting yourself, okay? How do you do that, right? So, it's looking at your judgments, okay? looking at your judgment. Say you have a judgment, oh, if you're with a narcissistic person, some judgments might look like this. You know, I'm not worth the effort. You might come from a family where you don't feel you're worth the effort. You don't feel like you matter, right? You might feel like your emotions are not okay. That you're a burden. If you're emotional, that you're, no one has time. Like everyone's busy. That's why I get this all the time in my brain. Everyone's busy. All my friends are busy, whatever. So, and I said, or, you know, I'd be like, people are like, I'd just be a burden. And I'm like, aren't you worth being a burden sometimes? You know, why does everyone else get to be a burden and you don't get to be a burden? So it's about really, you know, and another belief system of somebody that might be with a narcissist is they have a fear of abandonment. So I'm not okay alone. And people that aren't okay alone, it is because when they have sadness that they're not there for themselves. They are in their head. They're not there for their emotional pain. So there's a hole in your heart, right? There's a hole, there's a sadness, there's an emptiness, there's a loneliness. But every time you feel it, you numb out. Every time you feel it, you busy yourself. Every time you feel it, you go shopping. Every time you feel it, you clean the house. You just do everything but actually attend to that little child, that inner self inside you that's like screaming for love. Is screaming for love. And it's like, and you busy. And then you wonder why you still feel alone, because it's like you're not present with yourself. And you're abandoning yourself. That is why your hole is like a crevice. It's deep. And that's why you search for everyone else's love. Because if you're not attending to your pain, if you're not attending to your unworthiness, if you're not being a raving fan cheerleader for yourself and talking to yourself, sweetheart, oh my God, you felt unworthy. You felt as a kid your feelings didn't matter. Oh my God, that's fucking awful. I'm so sorry. If you're not good at going in and giving yourself attention and love, then you will reach for it outside yourself. You will reach for it from someone else, because you're like a innocent, beautiful child, like a newborn, that when babies, when they don't get love, it's called failure to thrive. Failure to thrive. So that hole in you, you have to get that met somehow. And that's going to be met with, you know, alcohol, drugs, you know, commitment phobia, whatever your safety net is, you know, shopping, being right all the time, control, or men, partners. It's an addiction. This looking for love outside yourself is a fucking addiction. Okay, it's just like I have to scream this. Okay? It's like anytime you feel sad, oh, I need a partner. Oh, I need a partner. Anytime you feel not enough, oh, if I just had a partner. Oh, I mean, this goes for everything. Anytime you feel like you need a support, oh, if I just had a partner. Got to go on the dating apps, you know? That's a sign. The minute you think you need a partner, okay? The minute you think you need a partner, that means you got to learn how to go in. It means your emotions, They need attention now. Okay? We're not talking tomorrow. They don't want to wait to get a partner. They don't want to wait. It's so depressing. If you're sad now and then someone tells you, oh, when you get a partner, you'll be better. Well, that's fucking depressing. Because in the moment, your little one is like, pay attention to me. It needs love. It needs love from either you or someone else in your life. But it needs it now. So if anybody wants to overcome these narcissistic, their tendencies of codependent tendencies, these tendencies to look for love outside themselves, these tendencies to be attracted to the wrong people, book a breakthrough call with me. I used to date, I had a bipolar partner for years that was super manipulative, crazy making. I was very confused, and it took me a while to break it, and I had to get on the love train. I had to figure out how to be emotionally available with myself. I had to figure out emotional mastery and self-respect. And when I started to do that, that is when my life started to change. And this is what I teach in the Breakdown to Breakthrough program, is how to be free from these toxic relationships, how to give yourself love, how to have unshakable confidence, how to have a voice, being like, hell no! Like, that's, and even to have a voice from a nonviolent communication perspective, like, you know what, sweetheart? Like, that seems great for you, but that's totally not what I want to do right now. But you do that, but I'm gonna do something else. Okay? Have a good day. So it's learning how to communicate from a good, positive, empowering space. You don't always have to be a bitch. It's just like, oh my God, no, I don't want to sleep with you tonight, but I love you. You're amazing. And I'm not rejecting you. I need time to myself. So anyhow, book in for your free 45-minute call. I'm accepting people for the mastermind. It's crazy. It's filling up, and I'm so stoked. We're doing breath work, inner child work, scream therapy, nutrition sessions to get people hormonally balanced. Book in, book in, book in, book in. Don't wait another day. You're worth the investment. Start investing in yourself. Start investing in yourself on the things that matter, instead of shopping, vacations, and all these things that really are not going to make you happy long term. Big love. Talk to you later.